Hello tankers and tankettes, well welcome to another replay. This time I've gone with a rather good game I had in the ARL v39. One of the only good games I had in the ARL v39 because it's not really a tank, tank destroyer that suits itself to good games, if that makes any sense. Not really. Uh, it what I'm trying to say is it has a fairly limited role, and if you don't get a chance to use it in that fairly limited role, chances are you'll have a sucky time. It has no armour, incredibly poor gun traverse, and that coupled with the it's not massively high profile, but it's, well, you see it's nearly as tall as the M6 over there. Poor camo value means you'll just get, you have to turn all the time, so you'll just get spotted, and when you get spotted you die in 2 hits. So it wasn't the best grind, and I had a few okay matches, but I think this was probably the best one, and it came right near the end of the grind as well. So yeah, I've gone for the classic tank destroyer sniping spot here. It's not really the best for sniping, but you kind of have to use it for that because you can't use it for anything else. I'm using the 105mm gun here because it has the shortest aim time. As you can see, I've done a decent amount of damage there. I think other people hit it as well, like M6. Yeah, it's got obviously a long 90mm, much like the ARL 44. But it has absolutely horrendous aim time. Even this thing doesn't have a great aim time. So there you go, I managed to hit that T150. Looking for other targets. It also doesn't have the best reload, really. So it's, I don't know. It struggles. I think it's not popular for a reason. Don't ask me why the reticle's wonky just now. The things it's got going for it are, the guns are okay. They're not great, especially compared to some of the other tier 6 tank destroyer guns, and it does have good mobility. You can relocate when you need to, but I mean those tracks, you get tracked easily, and it's the lack of gun depression, the lack of gun traverse. It's not like the other really poorly armoured tier 6 tank destroyer. I mean, it's not like they've got great armour anyway, but the Churchill gun carrier at least has good gun depression. So if I was in this situation, I could be much further back on the hill. I could be peeking over, ready to fall back. But as it is, it just suffers from a combination of things that make it not great. So in this particular match, yeah, it was an okay match. It wasn't brilliant. Let's see if I could get some cheeky sniping shots, but at this range, quite difficult. Yeah, I was unlikely to hit. But I could see that southern flank was struggling a bit. Town's not looking much better. And as you can see, I've not really done that much damage so far. I've had 2 hits. I mean, they've both been reasonable alpha hits, but they've both been, I mean, the average on this thing is 300. So they've both been below average. The reticle's still screwed up on this recording. Don't ask me why. So yeah, it's a combination of. It's not one of these. I mean, okay, it's 7-10 at this point, but it's at this point it's still looking salvageable, because if you're starting on the southern flank of this map, you at least have that middle hill as a defensive position almost, which it always bugs me about starting on the north side, because you don't get that. There's no similar spot. You can't defend the cap There's you're basically stuck out in the open if you're starting on the north. So here we go. I got hopefully hit this. You know, there we go. Again, below average hit. Stug's not doesn't exactly have a lot of HP. Blind shot, missed. Took another hit. I'm such a tall target, and he's behind the bushes, and I could. Panther 4. Panther. I know what I mean. The Panzer 4 has at least got a low profile. I mean, this thing, not only is it tall anyway, but you've got the hat, and yeah, it means that quite often enemies will be able to hit you when you can't even hit them, because they can just pen that thing. It's not well armoured. It's, well, you can see it. They just went right through. This thing really never bounces. So there we go. Got quite lucky because I wouldn't have had much time for that. The reticle to aim to settle on that T49. So I'm being incredibly defensive right now. Being incredibly cautious because I have to be. You know, this thing, it's only got unlimited health points pool. It's that's all you've got. You don't have armor. That was a really lucky and incredibly rare bounce. I think you can just see he hit my gun mantlet, which is tiny on this thing. He managed to hit one of the few places on this that would actually bounce. It's not like that thing gets a, you know, massively high pen gun anyway. But so Stug wasn't too difficult to target because he's just two shots. This gun's all right, but I've done so far out of all the shells I've fired. You see up there, I've had one that was an above average roll. So I got a bit screwed by the RNG in addition to playing this thing. So it's down to me and this KV1, and he's managed to get some kills. He's not been playing awfully, but he's put himself somewhere. Well, he's out in the open there at the moment, but we know the rest of them are on the north side of the map, so they can be pushing over the hill. So I'm moving up again, taking a defensive position, again being really cautious because KV1S could one-shot me. T150, I don't know if that could one-shot me, but it could take most of my health. SU-85, it could, depends what gun it's got, but it can certainly do some damage. Again, most of my health. And yeah, but as we've seen already, T150 was one-shottable. So if I see him, that's going to be my priority target. So that KV1 is... I'm not sure what he's doing at this point, to be honest. He's... Oh. Trying to zoom. I'm trying to zoom on him, and I keep forgetting. Even in a replay, in a tank destroyer, you can't do that. So there we go, he's not looking. Bam. I've seen the KV1S, and he's one-shottable as well. Even if I get a really low damage roll, he's still a one-shot kill. So there we go, KV1 has managed to do some damage there. And there's the SU-85. Oh, but we just lost that guy. Okay, so it's just down to me now. Now he's full health. This is bad. Unless I got really lucky there. No, it's above average, but I still need a second shot. And he missed me because he turned at 5 basically. I got lucky with that guy. He could have caused me trouble, but he was not using terrain to his advantage at all. Well, you can see where he was positioned. There was nowhere he couldn't pull back. He couldn't use the ground to his advantage. So I've switched to APCR at this point because I really want to make this last shot count. I really have to kill this guy because I don't know what gun he's got. I am a one-shot kill. So there we go. I see he's got the big gun. Oh, and he makes a snapshot and it misses. So that gives me time to just line up and bang. So there we go. I got top gun, 1800 damage. Had some unlucky rolls. Had some, had some luck with the enemies. It was just the right combination of circumstances to make this, not only a decent game, but for me to actually end up carrying it. So there you go. Tune in next time for more tanking fun, and I hope you enjoyed.